Today we're going to talk about how to throw a Frisbee with the goal at the end of having a Frisbee toss and catch with a partner or playing some Frisbee golf, and I'll explain how that's played as well. Today you will need a Frisbee of some sort. If you have a real Frisbee, great. These are foam. If you have a paper plate, of course, ask your parents first. It needs to be a paper plate, not a real plate. If you have a paper plate, that will work too for the demonstration and for close targets as well. So the first thing I'm gonna do is teach you how to hold that Frisbee. I'm a lefty, so my pointer finger, everybody point to the screen. Now take that finger and wrap it around the rim, the outside of the Frisbee. If you're using a plate, it'll just wrap around that outside of the plate. So it wraps around the Frisbee, the outside rim of the Frisbee. Your thumb then goes on top like that with the other three fingers on the bottom. So pointer finger pointing at the screen, then that finger goes on the rim of the Frisbee. Thumb on top, other three fingers below. When you throw a Frisbee, the first thing you want to do is turn your body sideways. You don't want to have your feet, both feet pointing where you want it to go, but you want to turn your body sideways so that when you release the Frisbee, it can go in the direction you want. I want you now to point at the camera like you were with your pointer, but holding the Frisbee. So you have that Frisbee and it's straight flat. It's not up and down, it's not vertical, it's horizontal, it's flat. You are now going to take that flat Frisbee and give it a half hug. And the reason we say a half hug is because I want to coil it in and hold it here. It's a half hug, not a whole hug, because then you're holding onto that Frisbee with two arms a little too tight. Other arm is just dangling down. So you're giving your Frisbee a half hug. Then when you throw, you want that Frisbee again to be flat, not up and down, but flat when you release. And if you can, point to where you want it to go when you release, when you let go of that Frisbee. So I have a few Frisbees here, and I'm just going to show you throwing the Frisbee in that direction, what it looks like. Again, I'm a lefty, so I'm going to take my pointer finger, it goes out, and around the rim of this Frisbee, I give it a half hug, and then I release nice and gently, excuse me. Some of you that play baseball, play golf, anything where there's a motion involved, if you rush it, if you try to do it too hard, it's going to end up crazy. If you're swinging a baseball bat and you try to swing as hard as you can, you're not going to be able to have that smooth, good contact of when you go around smooth. Same thing with a Frisbee. If I try to throw it as hard as I can, it's not going to go where I want it to go. Almost think of it like a paper airplane. When you're throwing a paper airplane, throw it hard and you see it just dip straight down. But if you glide that paper airplane like you're gliding this Frisbee, it will soar through the air. So again, showing you, I'm going to wrap that Frisbee around with a half hug, unwrap it, and try to point where I want it to go. Last thing, if you look at my legs, my knees are bent and I'm comfortable. All right, you don't want stiff legs. You want to be balanced. Take that Frisbee, give it a hug, and release it. We're going to ask you to have a game of catch with somebody right now if you have somebody. If you don't, take that Frisbee, try to get it a good 10, 15 feet like I was throwing. Go to it, turn around and throw it back. And just work on your Frisbee toss back and forth. It could even be with your plate. Your Frisbee toss back and forth for a little while. Go ahead.